Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Veritas, the SNUC podcast. Today's guest is economist, a celebrated educator, and he was the head of Department of Economic Sciences at IIT Kanpur, one of India's most revered and prestigious institutes.
That's right. He completed his doctoral studies at the University of California, Irvine, and has won international recognition for his research, shaping the thinking of countless students throughout his career.
His work spans across the most consequential areas of modern economics, from conflicts to political economy, to game theory and microeconomic theory, and economics of technological growth.
What's particularly fascinating is that he also holds a joint appointment with the Vadhwani School of Advanced AI and Intelligence Systems at IIT Kanpur, a true testament to the forward looking nature of his scholarship.
In today's episode, we are honored to have Professor Vimal Kumar with us.
Welcome to Veritas.
It is a privilege and honor to welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yes, sir. So, the first question to you is you completed your B.Tech and M.Tech from IIT Bombay. And what do you think is the light bulb moment for you for picking economics rather than the usual engineering field?
So I would give you a very honest answer.
Yes, sir.
It may not be like light bulb,
Mm.
but I very early in my days at IIT Bombay, I realized that I'm not very much fascinated with machines.
I understand.
I like talking to people. I like understanding them, and that's very different than the temperament you should have as an engineer.
Yes.
I like the problem solving part of engineering. I like the mathematical modeling of engineering, but I didn't like studying dead object, if I say so. So of course I went shopping for a subject, and at IIT Bombay, economics was a compulsory course. My teacher was your own Professor Pushpa Trivedi, and her teaching, she used to invite many guests in economics. So I was shopping for a different subject, and of course Pushpaji's teaching was great. Her influence made me consider economics along with some other disciplines such as law and political science. But what made me choose economics was that apart from studying human behavior, it also had mathematical core, which I loved. And so I thought economics could be a good fit. And I also figured out at the same time that by becoming an economist, I would not have, I would be ensuring a good career. That's also important in life. Other than going for your interest, your choice, you also have to think about your livelihood, your occupation. And I realized that overall economics is a very good discipline from all prospect. And I definitely think that even now, the value of economics in our society is growing.
Yes.
So economics, in my opinion, has been a very good subject, very rewarding subject to study.
Yes.
And that's why I shifted from engineering to economics.
So you told us that you love the mathematical models in economics. Apart from that, when you're doing your PhD, what was the challenges and difficulties you faced while pursuing economics?
So one challenge that I faced, of course, people in India think that economics is not that mathematical, but surprisingly, when I moved from mechanical engineering to economics and I was doing my thesis, I realized that my maths training is not adequate. Because in engineering you do different kind of mathematics. The standard textbook is advanced engineering mathematics by Krejcik. Typically people study that. That's good for engineering, but that is not good for economics. In economics you need to understand real analysis way more than engineering, and topology way more than engineering. Of course, linear algebra is common in both the discipline. So of course I got some help because I was aware of linear algebra, but I had to learn real analysis. That was, that caused some difficulty, at least in the beginning year. And of course, I had very basic background in economics. So understanding at PhD level, getting into a new subject is a very challenging. So that was also a great difficulty for me. But I think engineering had taught me how to think about a problem, how to solve problems, and that definitely helped me.
Yes, sir. Uh, So, our next question to you is, how did your peers at IIT Bombay reacted when you didn't choose
No. See, the thing is, I tell you, I come from Bihar, and when I was thinking of my career, there were largely two options available to me. One was engineering, and to do engineering, you had to study maths. Another was medicine. My father is a doctor, so to study medicine, you have to pick biology. Somehow, I didn't like biology. I always loved mathematics. So I went to prepare for JEE. Fortunately, I was successful. So when I came to IIT Bombay, I realized at least my family also developed faith in me. Okay, this guy can do something. Cracking JEE is always considered good thing in our country, and so at least family had some faith. So when I told my father, I think it was my first year or second year, I don't remember exactly. My father was comfortable. I remember talking to him about it in 11th, that I would study either economics or political science. He was not very happy about it. But when I was in IIT Bombay, he accepted this readily, that okay, now you can do. And the idea about education is, whether it is IIT Bombay or SNU Chennai, the university helps you open your mind towards different avenue. It's not just about that it's economics, so you should do this, or it's engineering, you should do this. It gives you an idea. Look at you guys. In university you are exploring podcasting, and that's a new thing. So a good university, a good place, allows you to explore your hobbies, what you like, and that's what happened to me. In IIT Bombay, people were very encouraging, and people go to different areas. I know people who have gone to music. I know people who have gone to photography. By their standard, I was not doing that, different. At least it was a subject that I was thinking of studying. And I think that's what should happen in your life. You should explore different things.
Sir, your research deeply explores game theory and political economics. In a world that feels increasingly polarized, how can game theory help us understand or even solve modern political statements?
So game theory is all about it. Game theory is a study of strategic interaction, because what game theory has the basic assumption that outcome depends not only on what I do, but also what other players or other decision makers are doing. So game theory is very well suited for studying such scenario. I should tell you, of course, you might have heard John Nash's name, who came up with the fundamental equilibrium, or even von Neumann and Oscar Morgenstern, who wrote first game theory textbook. But more importantly, the development of game theory happened in a place called Rand Institute. And at Rand Institute, they got lot of funding. They were interested in getting an age for United States of America. If you remember, there was a Cold War going on between USA and the USSR. So the game theory, the idea was that game theory would help get America an edge. I didn't know whether it got them an edge or not, but it definitely helped them solve one of the biggest problem of Cold War, that how USA should trust USSR and how USSR should trust USA. They were able to, the Cold War ended because of game theoretic notion ultimately. So game theory has always been used for these things. Even now, people use game theory to study politics. People use game theory to study international relation. People are using game theory to study, AI. If you think about reinforcement learning, that's where game theory is also used. So game theory is a very versatile subject. If I count on my hand, at IIT Kanpur, different faculty members, at least in 7-8 departments, we have faculty members who study game theory in one way or the other. So it's a toolkit. Of course, in very beginning, mathematicians and economists played role together, but for very long time, that economists were the only ones studying game theory or developing game theory. But I would say since 2005, the computer scientists have also made entry, and they have started contributing in for the development of game theory. So it's a very versatile area.
I understand. So, do you think game theory is a subject that everyone should know at least?
Of course, whether you are dealing with your teacher, whether you are dealing with your parents, or parents dealing with their kids, or you are dealing with your boyfriend or girlfriend or spouse, everywhere game theory is used. It's about a strategy. because outcome depends not only on you, on the other person's action also. So having a working knowledge of game theory definitely helps. It may not make you win, but at least it would help you understand what's happening and why it is happening. And that's good enough reason to study game theory.
Definitely.
Yes.
Your work often touches on technological development. How does economic growth theory account for the rapid, unpredictable nature of today's tech?
So, of course, think about it. If you think of technological development, new technology doesn't fall from heaven on its own. Concentrated effort, directed efforts are put to develop a new technology. People spend lot of money. What we call it research and development. Research and development ultimately lead to development of new technology. So that's where also whenever you are developing a new product, you are not thinking in a vacuum. You are thinking about society, whether this product will be able to recuperate or recover your cost or not. So of course there is a natural synergy between technology and economics. Technology without economics would not work. Economics, in fact, see, economics is all about society, whatever is happening in the society, whether a technology is useful or not, it's an economic problem.
Yes, sir.
And so therefore economics plays very, very important role. I think that's what your question was.
Yes, sir.
So economics plays very, very important role there.
To put my question in more clearer way, what we feel like economics and technology are contrasting cousins. Do you think the same, or if not?
I don't think you are studying, so because some of you have studied economics, so I will tell you, when you talk about production is all about taking input and converting into output.
Yes, sir.
So of course the way conversion is happening, that's a role for engineer. They need to figure out how to do the conversion. But as a black box, we economists have to be aware of the technology, because production is important for revenue and the profit.
Definitely.
So rather than saying that one is opposite of one is contrasting with another, I feel they complement one another. They are present together, then only something good would happen.
I understand.
So it's a complementarity that's important for them.
So engineering and economics go hand in
hand, yeah.
To produce a product.
Yes.
What an incredible note to pause on. From the mechanical corridors of IIT Bombay to the intricate mathematical frameworks of game theory and global political economics, so you've shown us how deeply interconnected our world truly is. But this is only half the story. In the next part of our conversation, we shift our lens to the frontier of modern technology. We will dive deep into how artificial intelligence is rewriting the rules of economic theory, the ethical dilemmas of public policy, and what the future holds for the next generation of researchers in India. Make sure to stay tuned for part 2 of this masterclass. This has been Veritas, the SNUC podcast, seeking truth, bridging disciplines, and uncovering the stories that shape our tomorrow. I'm Siddhi, and I will see you in the very next episode.